it was very stressful before he came here. We were at our wits' end. We didn't know what to do, and we knew that there were 2 other children looking at this whole situation, and thinking to themselves, what's gonna happen, and like we said before, we couldn't trust him in the house, and it was very stressful, just being in that situation.
I would describe myself before I came here as really disobedient and just kind of I don't know how to say it, but I didn't care about anything but myself. Really selfish, I guess. And I just really hated everyone. Like, if you were in my way of doing what I want to do, I'd discard you. It's a lot of time how I felt about most things, and a lot of that was from drugs. Like, if my aunt and uncle were to get in in the way of me using my drugs, I discarded them. I was like, hey, I don't care, so go away. And that's how I felt about most everything. School got in the way of drugs, so hey, forget school.
Every day we would worry about Christian, and his little brother and sister were cousins, basically brothers and sisters, because he was the oldest. He is the oldest. So every day we'd be wondering, what's going on? What are we going to go back home to? When he was at our house, we were worried about him being there. When he wasn't at our house, we were worried about him not being there. And now there's just been a load after coming here, and after the first month or two, and seeing how things operate here, we don't even. I mean, it was a constant worry on our hearts, Christian. And since the first month or two of him being here, we haven't. That's been, that's off of our alleviated. That's been lifted off of our hearts. We don't worry about Christian at all.
And our marriage too. I mean, it caused a lot of conflicts in our marriage.
Yeah.
Because he's the son of my sister. So, Jack was very accepting of the fact that he just came to live in our household, and there was never any question about, are we going to have him come into our household? It was just, yeah, he's now our child, so, but, underneath it all, it caused some stress. It definitely did.
Well, there were 2 rules. Don't do drugs. Don't be a bad influence on Ryan and Kelly. And the first 2 years were great.
And he broke both of them.
The first 2 years, outstanding. First year and a half when he came to live with us, it couldn't have been better. It couldn't have been better for everybody concerned, everybody. And then when he got older with high school, the drugs, the alcohol, that's when that's when he started spiraling downhill. Mm-hmm. Sports, he became a super athlete in football. Won the Crusader Award at Coral Springs Christian School, the one student athlete that they want everybody in the school to emulate. He won that. And it's only his second year of basic sports, so incredible. And as quick as he rose, once he started doing drugs and alcohol, was as quick as he fell.
Well, I didn't care about family or school. I was using drugs multiple times every day, and partying every weekend, every time I had a chance to. Failing out of school, I was planning on dropping out as soon as I could and moving out of my house if I could, whenever I could, and just leaving everyone in my way.
Yeah, he started smoking pot and drinking, and he fell in with a bad crowd of kids, and
yes.
Actually it was a pretty rapid descent from, the thing about Christian is that he's our nephew, so we didn't raise him. He didn't come to live in our family until he was 13 years old, and when he first came to live in our family, he was kind of trying to figure out like where he fit in. And then I think once he got comfortable and realized, okay, I'm going to be here for a while, then, he started
experimenting.
Yeah, like becoming a little more bold, I guess. And then that was also the same time he started high school. That transition, gave him a lot more opportunity to meet a lot of other kids that he never would have come in contact with before, and just the drugs were pretty prevalent.
Get away with a lot
school.
more. It was a high school of like 4,000 students, big high school. So it gave him more opportunity to do bad things, with the wrong crowd.
Mm-hmm. I can barely remember who I used to be. I mean, it's hard to remember like my mindset.
So thank God we brought him when we did. And we had questions, with his mom and grandmother passing, like, how can we just do that? And you know, because now we're his family. How can we not get rid of him, but push him away? And we wrestled with that, but thank God we did, for everybody, especially him. You know, so we're just extremely happy with everything.
It's just complete opposite, and I care. I love my family to death now, and I have no desire to do drugs, and I've learned a lot about what they did to me and how they affected me, and like just everything's different.
The child needs to want to change. They need to want that for themselves. And I think that was a big change in Christian, that he got it somehow or another in the time that he spent here. It clicked in his head that, you know, yes, I am worth it. I'm worth the effort. And, you know, I want to make the best of this situation, and I want to come out on top.
Since I've been here, I've rededicated my life to God. That's the most important thing that's happened since I've been here. First off, and built my relationship with my family, but I've lost 70 pounds since I've been here. I did a 500-mile bike ride. I did a leg of the triathlon. I can run really far without stopping, which I could only run like 2 laps around the track, which is like 0.3 miles when I came here.
I see when I look at him, there's like a light about him that was never there before. You know, because of his circumstances before he came here, I think there was a lot of sadness, and I don't think he felt very good about himself. And now I just see like a brightness about him, and he's happy, he's joyful. Like I see him laugh and smile, and you know, I hear the way that he speaks to other people, and he's respectful, and he's a pleasure to be around these days. He really is.
Opposite.
I actually have conversation with him, and I enjoy it. Yeah. So that's been a wonderful change.
My time at the youth home has greatly improved my family life, and it really brought me back into the family because, you know, I didn't want to be part of the family beforehand. And I feel like they can trust me now, and I love my family now, and everything is just great.
I really feel that God has a plan for your child, and Paul Anderson Youth Home for us was part of that plan. So we feel like this was the best possible place that we could have put him, and we did check other places. I'm not going to say the names of any of them, but to us, this was the best of all of those places. And one of the reasons why it appealed to me was because you guys are like a family. You know, there's only 20 boys here at a time, and you have the opportunity in that 18 months to really connect and make connections that are going to last a lifetime. So when you bring your child here, you know that your child's going to be disciplined with love, in a loving environment, and that they're going to make connections here that are going to last for the rest of their lives. And that's really an advantage that I don't think you can get in a bigger, you know, an institution-like setting. You know, you can't get that there.